to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Tackle was made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. They're bringing heat. Avoids pressure. I don't know what he possibly could have been thinking there to wind up all the way back in the end zone and taking a safety. They'll boot it away from their own 20 after taking the safety. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Dances away to buy time. Looking to the big tight end. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Buys a little extra time. He'll throw one to his right. And he's got it inside the 30-yard line. Oh, he thought for sure he was going to be able to house that one, but a huge pickup all the way down to the 12. The RPO, it's complete. Touchdown, Oregon! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
And coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
And the returner will be dragged down. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. You've got a 3rd and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. Feeling some heat. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Touchdown, Ducks! How about that special teams play?
And that is one of the biggest plays of that young man's football life. The true freshman taking the punt to the house. If I'm the head coach and I watch that, I'm now trying to find ways to get this guy on the field offensively because he's got some special ability.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards, get some first downs, get some positive momentum.
Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
They'll leave it with him. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
All right, well, look, I know the defense was feeling real good about their run D coming into this one and how they've been playing up to this point, but finally, David, the offense breaks through and they finally generate something positive on the ground.
And I can't tell you how easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on the defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Wants to fire on second down. They'll run the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Got his man on the outside. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. He's got him along the sidelines, and the foot is clearly down for the catch, and they'll move the chains. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Makes his connection. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Purdue! Some much-needed life from this offense as they try to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. When you're down, you got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here's the return from inside his 10. Makes a move. He is electric in the return game, and that one has the offense set up nicely. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this...
Off he goes! And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
Reads it, fires complete. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. Offense gets set for second down. Quick pass on the jet motion. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. here comes the offense. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that, dude. They score here. We're in for a ball game.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He's got great speed. Ducks! The special teams proving worthy of their name.
And every year there's exciting new freshmen to look at and talk about and pump up. And this guy got a lot of that pump, and you see why. The dynamic play on special teams. You can see the speed. You can see the wheels. And you know the reason the fans were jacked up when they signed this guy this year.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Gets it to the back. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the 1st down.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? 2nd down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. They'll go to work on 2nd down after doing damage on the ground. Off the play fake. On the run, still looking. And more yards after contact. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. And the Boilermakers are rolling down the field. Going up top on 1st down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the 1st half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that pass intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Some defensive players just have a knack. I've played with guys throughout the course of my career that you can't coach it. It's not speed, it's not strength. It's literally, I know when to break on the football, how to go get it, and how to pull it in. It's just a knack.
Still looking on the move. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. Now the play fake. He's taking the shot. He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Oregon. He'll try to tack on one more. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown finish off a 2-play drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. Running back searching for a hole. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Just a little off. Incomplete. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's going to take off. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
And that's one of the advantages on defense of forcing a third and long situation. You can go to your dime personnel package. Get a lot of those smaller, faster bodies to deal with a mobile quarterback like this who sometimes will try to scramble. That time, there was just nowhere for him to go.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Pirouettes away from the defense. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. And the Ducks want to crank the tempo. On second down, looking to throw. Trying to get to him. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Wideout in motion. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Give him 6. Touchdown, Ducks!
This guy is officially a problem. His second receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
On second down, looking again to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Finds a man by himself. There he goes to the right. Running inside the 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Hawaii is down, but they are not out of it. Not there in Oahu, one of the more majestic places to watch a game in all of college football. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Georgia Tech. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And the ball is intercepted. And how about that play? Even with the short return, they're in the red zone. They've got it at the 17.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Well, that helped the completion percentage, but the idea was yards after the catch, and it didn't happen.
Great job on defense, too. See ball, get ball. They saw exactly when that ball was spit out. You saw the defense fly to the football.
Pressure coming. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. Splits the uprights, it's good. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. Going for the return. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. The Ducks racing to the line in the hurry-up. On fourth down, looking to pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Oh, what a cut! He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Oregon!
And you want these guys that can take the top off the defense. It changes the way they're going to play coverage on you, and he does it right here. Just runs by the DB. He had no chance to try to catch up with him. Makes the big play down the field. And this will change the way you play defense against this guy the rest of the game.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
This one's complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Looking to move it through the air. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll try to do it himself. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Quarterback gets past the marker. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like a quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The Boilermakers have moved it inside the 20. On second down, he'll let it fly. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's cut. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Gets it out quickly. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
First and goal, Purdue.
He's looking to throw. Going for 6. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Purdue!
Number 3.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. One more snap coming before halftime. He's looking to throw it. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And he's got it inside the 20. Touchdown, Ducks! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the...
It's a fake. Holder looking to throw. Quarterback desperately trying to get it off, and he cannot. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. And do you think there will be second guessing about passing on a field goal try? That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like you've had an enjoyable day there today in Eugene. The passing game for both sides has been outstanding. On point, unrelenting. They've excelled in the short game, the intermediate game, and especially on the deep ball. All in all, a thrilling display of offensive firepower, and these defenses have a lot to discuss here at halftime. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in Autzen Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. And the Ducks will kick it away to start the second half. And that is not what they were after. Kickoff sails out of bounds, and excellent field position for this offense. You know, the field's about 53 yards wide. Got to kick it between those 53 yards, or else the drive will start on the 40. Offense set on first down. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. They'll line up for a second down play. They'll run it out of the shotgun.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally. It's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. He's going to pass. He finds his man. Finally brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 15 yards on the play, and they've got a first down. The back goes in motion. Off play action on first down. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
Goodness gracious, this is a master class, a clinic on how to get to the quarterback. The 7th sack of the game. Are you kidding me? That's a season for some teams. They've lived in the backfield.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run up to the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
He wouldn't have been the only All-American in the youth game if I were allowed to have to push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
It's good. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Kennesaw State put one in the win column in convincing fashion. The Owls had 0 issue moving the ball, and that defense held strong in key moments. Talk about a complete performance. It's one game. Pretty much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Got his man downfield. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. The Ducks are in the hurry-up.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now.
He's going for it all. Throw toward the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
I'll tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making the big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
Got out of trouble and throws. Immediately fires to the middle. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Well, this defense has tried to find ways to disguise their coverage and mix it up to try to confuse the QB. It's not working, though. With that last completion, he's now got over 300 yards passing.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
But you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Gonna run it. It's Marshall. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. When they put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on a line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. The Boilermakers are moving quickly down the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Marshall. Shakes off the defender. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Boilermakers getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
This defense has taken the game over. They're winning the game in large part because of how dominant they've been up front and how good their pass rush has been.
A big play for the defense with the first down sack. Now, advantage D as the offense comes up on second down. He's looking to throw. Trying to burn this defensive back. Snags it down the right side. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
Oh, picked off. He'll try to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. Line gets set, first down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Snags it. Touchdown, Oregon. And the beatdown has ensued.
Well, as a defense, you know you're going to see the go-round, especially against this guy. He does it to defenses, it seems, every single week, and so they're not able to get back deep enough. They get run by, he makes the catch, and then runs it into the end zone. They're going to have to change up their coverage and get some safety help up over the top because this guy's speed is a problem.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be knocked down. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
To the air on first down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Oh, he was hoping for the pick-6. Instead, he got it down to the 16-yard line.
And this guy's just never been able to get into a rhythm all game long, whether it's been because of pressure or the defense disguising their coverages. It just doesn't seem right. And as a result, he's now thrown 3 picks in this game.
The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Ducks come to the line in the hurry-up. They feed him again. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had... They've had so much success and so much production, but listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
On 4th down, going to the air. Touchdown, Ducks! And the route is on. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality.
Oh, now the kicker's going to throw it. He goes out of bounds, and he's not close to converting on the fake. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
77, Purdue, 27.
the move from inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. And the Boilermakers have this offense rolling.
First down, Kansas.
The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. He caught it. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
And just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense going right down the field in 6 plays and now set up for 1st and goal.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this game.
Looking to pass on 2nd down. And he will score! Touchdown, Boilermakers! This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
PAT unit on the field.
For the extra point.
Splits the uprights. An 84-yard drive there, and they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team out there getting set.
Number 16, set to advance on the football.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Looking for a crease to the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Gonna run it. It's Flanagan. And they went right back to him, and he went right back down. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Well, guys, so far, this has been a massive beatdown, and it would appear the biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set as we have a look at the third quarter stats. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They'll throw it on first down. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat. You're going, no, look out for your blind side. Watch out. But great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground, and getting the football out. A little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
He's going to fire deep. And he's got it at the 20. Touchdown, Oregon! And the punishment has been extended. They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. When you're playing from behind, you can't afford to give it up the way they did the last drive, David.
No doubt, you cannot give the football away. Again, turnovers are the biggest stats in winning and losing games. You're behind, Palmer. Take care of the ball, but we got to go get a score here.
Yeah, and they just got to do a better job executing. I like the game plan so far for them, but they just need to go out and do a better job connecting the...
Picked off. Just a really nice play. Not a lot on the return, but that's all right when you hand it to your offense at the 42. Line gets set, first down. From the gun, running back on the move. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That is just demoralizing if you're on defense, right? You're down in the game. It's the fourth quarter. You know you need to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the ball, but you can't do anything about it.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got to burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
This has to be some kind of trick. The punt team's on the field, and they're in the red zone. And there will be no return on this one, and he can't get it out of bounds. The ball will come out to the 20. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Looking to scramble. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the fourth quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
How about this defense? No mercy. Like, listen, I know we're up big, but they are still hunting, still flying around, still chasing, still making life really miserable for this offense.
So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. And there he goes. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They'll get him on the ground after a pickup of 3 to the 28. And the Ducks will hustle to the line. a quick throw out to the left. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. I know I've never seen this before. The punt team on the field in the red zone. They're in scoring position. I mean, trick play's coming, right? The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Sanders. Fires to the wideout. And that pass is intercepted. They got him down quickly after the pick, but he'd already made the biggest play, and they've got it at the 38.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D. And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the 4th quarter.
And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. The Ducks are threatening in the red zone. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that 1st down. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on 3rd downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them. They really know who they are. They have a good identity, and that's why they've been so successful this season.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. A 3rd and long coming up here. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. And they did not let him get to that 1st down line. It'll bring up a call here. The Ducks moving quickly to the line. Try to get it on the ground. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the 1st down.
That's a risky play call there, 4th and a couple of yards, and you turn around, you hand it to your running back, you say, my guy's a better athlete than any of yours on defense, and he's going to find a way to keep this drive going.
The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Dropping back, it's Sanders. Floats it out in space. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. The Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw it again. Fires to the big fella. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Second down now after the sack. He's looking to throw. That's caught. It's Romero. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. Like, I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and it makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. What a feeling this has to be, David, in complete control and headed toward victory formation.
No stress, under a couple minutes left in the ball game, well in hand. These are the ones, Jesse, you like to just run the clock, take a knee, whatever you want.
No doubt. They're going to love watching this game film, too. There's just so many positives to take away from this, and this is the kind of performance today that is really going to help this offense's confidence.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Let's see what they've got on second down. Power football with the run. At the 35, he's loose. Hit the afterburners, kid. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
Yeah, and they've had a day. And it's the complete and total offense. They got the ground going, and obviously this is why you see him. You're going to feature him because he can churn those legs, get those extra yards, but they've had balance, throwing for touchdowns. Like, this offense has been very complete today, and that's why they're winning so big.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground game on the left. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the Ducks headed quickly to the line. They'll try the right side. Fighting off the defender. He just never got started going forward. A huge loss of 8 on the play. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. He will not get there. They'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They'll throw it on first down. Coming after it. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offenses have just boomed in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, Dave Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.